Hello, everybody listening to the Fair Weather Podcast. It's your boy 2K Suave. I'm here with my boy A-Rod, and we have a special guest today, my boy Loso. Introduce yourself to everybody.
Man, I'm Loso, man. Thank you guys so much for having me on the podcast, man. It's an honor to be here. I'm ready to talk some sports, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. I've known you for a while now, so blessed to rekindle. Good to have you on the show.
I'm, 14, 15 years old?
Shit, man. Yeah, it's going that far, man.
Yeah.
Back to Mike's house, over there in South Tampa. Just
y'all got inside jokes and stuff. Okay, cool.
we were semi-good kids, I think, something like that. I give it that. But yeah, I've known Carlos, Loso for a long time now. We're friends. He's a big basketball connoisseur. I remember I used to watch him play ball at Jefferson High with all those boys over there, and they would squad up against the Robinson dudes. And he actually has good rapport with all the Robinson dudes too, so he knows everybody down there.
That's dope.
So yeah, usually we have a big sports person in here that knows a lot about sports, and they have a podcast on sports. But today we decided to go a different route. Bring my boy. He's actually a battle rapper, right? A battle rapper?
Yeah.
Said, but I'm not a rapper, but battle rapper, right?
Right. No. Let me go ahead and toot my own horn, man. Ranked 11th out of 20,000 battlers in the world. Last year I was ranked 11th.
Say it again. I don't think they heard you.
Ranked the 11th ranked battler, and the Source magazine ranked me 10th, bro. So
okay,
in there.
All right.
So if you got shit to talk and you got bars, put them in the comments, and we just let them ether your ass real quick. I'm all about that life. Yeah. But yeah, so usually we just throw people in there and we start speaking sports. Today we're going to get to know our guest a little bit better today. So we have a list of questions that I want to ask. First one being that basketball. I know you played at Jefferson High School. I know you were a stud out there. Is that your all-around favorite sport? Would you say that's your favorite sport to play?
Man, yeah, but that's only because of my weight. If it wasn't because of my weight, I think I would probably lean towards football a little bit more. Watching, I think I enjoy watching football. And 16 games, so it's like 17. Yeah. It's like, it's like a condensed season, so I lean towards that, and I can keep up with it all the time. But basketball, I mean, I'm a basketball junkie, basketball historian. I mean, I've been watching faithfully, so I would say since like 2000, 2001, Allen Iverson, Vince Carter, around that time, Kobe Bryant, like that's the era that I kind of like grew up loving basketball, and then obviously transitioned into LeBron and Melo and stuff. So, but definitely favorite sport to play. I play about 4 times a week still. And so, that's just ball is life, man. So.
And if memory serves me correctly, you're a Vikings fan, correct?
Fact, man, I am.
The Vikings. Well, tell me about. All right, everyone has a story. I'm a Philadelphia, like Sixers fan, Eagles fan. So, but I'm not even from Philly. So, what's your tie to the Vikings?
So, in I want to say around like 1997, 98. I didn't know anything about football. I was, what was I, like 9, 10 years old or something like that. My cousin was a big Vikings fan, and he used to have Dreamcast, and we used to play.
I know where this is going already.
Yeah, and he used to just have me line up as Randy Moss or Chris Carter, and he would line up as Randy Moss, and we would just do fly routes, street routes. And so because we would only play with the Vikings, I fell in love with the Vikings, and that's Randy Moss's rookie year. You know what I'm saying? So after that, I started watching faithfully after his career. Adrian Peterson got there, and I was a Randy Moss fan, so wherever he went, I kind of followed him, but I was a Vikings fan. So Adrian Peterson era came, then we ended up getting Brett Favre for a little bit, Dalvin Cook right now. So like, I'm just, everybody asks me like, yo, you from Florida? Originally, I'm from New York. So it's like, how in the world am I a Vikings fan? But that was the first team that was introduced to me. And ever since then, I just stuck with them.
You can't see this hat right here. That's Randy Moss right there, a little signature.
Where'd you meet him at?
Yeah, so I went to New Orleans for I went for a bachelor party initially, but ESPN happened to be there doing Sunday Countdown, and there's Randy, Charles Woodson and all that and stuff. So I got a good spot in the crowd, and he was doing his rounds and walking around. I said, "Yo, Randy, sign my hat," and he signed my hat. I think he's the greatest receiver all the time. So I don't really get starstruck but certain people like Randy Moss, they're gonna get me. They're gonna get me.
So check this out. So Gerald McCoy, he used to play for the Bucks. And when he was playing for the Bucks, he was a big fan of me, and so he used to get me skybox tickets out in the game. So they're playing about 2 years ago. They're playing 2-3 years ago. They're playing the Steelers on Monday Night Football, and Randy Moss does Monday Night Football.
Oh yeah.
And so Gerald Mccoy was like, "Yo, come to the hotel to come pick up the tickets, and so you should be good." I said, "I bet." So I pulled up, and I'm meeting Gerald McCoy, and all of a sudden I hear some country accent from the side, bro.
Yep,
and I look, and it's Randy Moss, and I did get starstruck, bro. And I did not ask for a picture, and I did not sign and I did not ask for an autograph, and I regret it to this day. I did say what's up to him.
Yeah.
Gerald McCoy introduced me to him, but I didn't know what to do at that time. But I regret it every day that I wake up.
In a setting like that, it's kind of hard to ask for a picture or autograph. Yeah. It's different, bro. I was on his show, so I'm like, look, man, I'm on your show, so I'm gonna at least get one of these.
Yeah, man. I mean, our barbershop that we used to go to, American Dream, we used to see all the Bucks players in there all the time. So, like,
the barbershop I go to right now, I saw Gerald McCoy there last week.
Yeah, he used to go to our barbershop too, quite frequently. He's a good dude, man. I got nothing bad to say about Gerald. He's
dope. Yeah, he's cool.
That's dope. He's a fan of yours, man. That's crazy shit right there. So basketball, yes. If you could play football, that would probably overtake that.
What position?
I would say wide receiver. I don't want to say cornerback, defensive back, because I feel like anybody who just wants to play football, they automatically go there. They just automatically play corner. But I think it would be wide receiver.
Wide receiver, okay.
So you got hands.
Oh yeah.
You got bars and hands.
Everyone says they have hands.
KK, look, no lie, bro. If I mean not tackle, but if we doing flag, if we just like a flag adult league, it gets spooky out there for a lot of people.
Right.
I'm not like Tyreek Hill with the routes, but I'm more like a Mike Evans. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go get hit. I'm gonna score the touchdowns. I'm gonna run slow routes. But it's gonna be some efficient ones. So,
I'm gonna have to bring you out. We be playing on Sunday sometimes. I don't show up enough. I got bad knees, but we might have to bring you around. We have to see something.
Hey, bro, I'm a little West Booker. I got you, bro.
Okay.
All right, so let's keep it moving. So you played. I had to do some digging, and the digging means me sending you a text message and getting some questions about things. So you said you played NAIA basketball for a little bit. Tell us about that, how that went about.
Yeah, so me just obviously just playing basketball like LA Fitnesses and different leagues or whatnot. I was going to this college out in Newport Richey, Florida, Trinity College of Florida, and a bunch of guys, whenever they leave high school, and they kind of, they get some minutes or whatnot, they all feel like they could play at the next level, but they just, quote unquote, haven't got the looks. And so people don't understand, like, even like a community college, like ACC, like you have to be nice. Like those guys don't, like, I tell people all the time, don't think because they're playing at ACC that they can't go ahead and compete with like USF or whoever. Like they're there more than likely is because their grades aren't up to par. But so when I got out of high school, I didn't really have any like pursuit to kind of like, play collegiate ball. But when I went to this specific college, they do NAIA. And for anybody who doesn't know, it's kind of like, I would say it's like almost the lowest level of collegiate ball you could play. You play collegiate. You really can't do that to anybody else. But like, but it was dope though. So I went there and we were able to travel, above the East Coast and stuff like that. We did some tournaments and stuff like that. But I mean, if you play any level of organized ball, I mean, AAU or even just like, like I said, LA Fitness leagues,
church league.
Yeah, you could you could play. I mean, you could transition to NAI. Now, don't get me wrong. There was some dudes that we were playing that I was like, oh yeah, he just needs 1 year here and he's gonna be out of here, stuff like that. But it was good. I played guard there for about a year, and but that was it though, because I mean, I wasn't getting any nobody on my team got a scholarship. Our school wasn't like a basketball school. They were luring people in there to play basketball, getting them to take out loans for the school, and then vice versa. But it was cool though. It was a great experience. I love playing basketball, so it was a dope time that I had there.
What courts you play on the most?
Huh?
What courts do you play on the most? Because KK is looking for places to play.
Man, so I found this gym, bro. But see, I know somebody, so they get me in there. They sneak me in there. He's the property manager. But
YMCA.
do you, KK, do you only play inside?
No, I mean I play outside all the time. I'm from up north, so I play outside.
So Julian Lane, Julian Lane out, I think that's like the best course in Tampa. I think that's the consensus right now. Like that's the best park in Tampa. And so I haven't been out there in a minute because I've been spoiled. I've been playing 4 days a week inside a gym, but I definitely would go out there though. Julian Lane.
That will spoil you playing inside because I remember when I was doing the church league a couple years ago before COVID. While I was doing that, I'm like, I don't want to be outside no more. But now that I've been outside again, I'm used to being back outside. But that inside air conditioning and everything will spoil you.
People don't understand, bro. Playing outside for Florida is a different beast, bro.
It is. It is.
You have to be conditioned, bro. So
it is. That's true.
Like, all right, I'm gonna play super early. So another thing. So I play on Saturdays, at 7:45 a.m. outside. Yeah. At the South Tampa YMCA, right where you used to live, Alex. So they play outside courts. It's a bunch of like doctors and lawyers. They wake up that early, but hey, it's some good runs, and it's early right before the sun hits. So it's some good runs, bro.
The church league I was playing, I used to go every Tuesday and Friday morning. It was at Grace Family Church, and we get there at 6 a.m.
In the morning,
6 a.m. every Tuesday and Friday morning, 6 a.m. I did that every week. I haven't done it it's been like a year and a half since I've done that, but 6 a.m. every morning. We used to play from 6 to about 8:15.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'1", maybe, give or take, depending on the shoes I'm wearing.
It's like an NBA weigh-in right there to see how tall you are.
I got shorter. When I was in high school, I was taller. I know I was taller.
I look up to you when I talk to you, so you taller than me. I gotta look up to you taller than me.
I know.
All right, so ask you one question about sports teams. Obviously, you spilled the bean, or we got it out of you. You're a Vikings fan. One thing that we bond on is we're both Knicks fans, so I know you're a Knicks fan.
Yes, man. Yeah.
What about baseball? Do you watch baseball or any other sports?
So look, I'm gonna be honest, bro. This is gonna sound weird. I'm a diehard Mets fan, but the reason why I'm a diehard Mets fan, I've grew up a Mets fan, right? And so that's two New York teams that's on my list. But the reason why is because I was born right, like where I grew up at was right across Shea Stadium when it was called Shea Stadium, and so I, growing up, and then I started. I remember I went through this phase where I was watching baseball when they had Jose Reyes, they had Carlos Beltran,
they were nice.
What's the third baseman, a white boy?
David
Wright. Yeah. So that team, when they made it to the World Series, bro, against the Yankees, that was my team, bro. And so now, granted, though, I'm not a baseball fan, so I can't really even tell you who's where or whatnot. So like, I got notifications. Like I got my Bleacher Report, my ESPN set up so they could let me know when the Mets win and when the Mets lose and whatnot. And so I may just tune in like that, but so I root for the Mets. I will occasionally, try to go see them play if they're out here and whatnot. But nah, I don't really rock with baseball too much like that.
So just the hats fit good. That's about it, right?
That's it, bro. That's it.
What about hockey? Any hockey or nah? Too cold.
I would say Lightning just because I'm out here and they
go Bolts.
So my thing is like I don't follow hockey either, but because the Lightning have just been like killing it the last couple of years, bro. And then I don't know. I mean, they up 2-0 right now, right?
They up 2-0.
2-0. Come on, bro. And for me, this is what I do tell people. Even though I'm a Vikings fan, I would call myself a Buck supporter in the sense of like
you support your local teams.
Yeah, so I don't ever call myself a fan because I don't want to disrespect like the real fans. You know what I'm saying? Like the real Buck fans and whatnot. But I do support the Tampa teams because one, I live in the city, and when they do good, the city does good. Like, bro,
That's
look
true.
at like Tampa last year, and we was in a pandemic, but like Brady comes to town and it changes the culture, bro. We were like a hockey city for a while, you know what I'm saying? And he comes in 1 year and we win a Super Bowl. And so I just remember the day they won the Super Bowl, bro, I went out to Del Mabry, I took the whip, and it was like
I was out there.
I was out, bro, and his
I went on live.
bro, and here's the thing, I'm not a Bucks fan, but I was enjoying it from my city because I've been in Tampa since I was like 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? And so this is where I was raised. This is the city that I rep anyway. So so Lightning. Now the only team I don't really get too hyped for is the Rays. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
I get hyped for the Rays.
Sometimes. I mean,
I get a little hype. They're a small market team.
Are
so
they good right now?
They're straight.
Yeah, they're good.
They're hovering around 500, but you know.
They swept the Mets. So
They did.
Oh, no, don't tell me that, bro. I didn't get that information.
All right, let's go to the next question. So when I knew you, we were in high school, you know, we were just kids, the academic career going on. We obviously went our different routes with schooling and jobs and things like that. And then out of nowhere, I get a text from Mike. He's like, yo, you see what Carlos is doing? I was like, whoa, what's he doing? He's like, yo, he raps. Listen to this. So I tuned into your stuff. I was like, whoa, this boy's really, really nice. I didn't know you could ever spit, because when we were kids, like, you never did that. We just played basketball. We just, you know, fucked around in the neighborhood and did stupid shit. But why did you choose rap as your career?
And so I had a so the same cousin that introduced me to football, he was also doing music, but he was like on some like reggaeton, like he was out in Puerto Rico doing music and stuff. And so for me, I found myself around a lot of people who just had like home studios. Like I got one right here, you know what I'm saying? Like home studios, and we're just doing verses. And because I was close with them, one time, one of my boys just asked me, he said, yo, do you want to just get on this track? And like, I was like, what? I didn't know how to write a 16. I didn't even know what 16 bars were, bro. So like, now granted though, growing up, even though I was in Tampa, my biggest influences for music were Fabulous. It was Jay-Z. It was Nas. Like it was.
Talk to him.
You know what I'm saying? Now granted, don't get me wrong, like, you grow up in the, you know, I was at the Boys and Girls Club out here. So like all the dances they were playing, you know, it was Yin Yang Twins and whoever. So that, of course, that was the one getting you to the clubs and stuff like that. But as far as me, like what I would listen to on my own, those were the guys that I was listening to. And so I was very heavy on like lyricism. So when I started writing, I already had a format I had a template in my head. Like, I knew what Fabulous used to like to do. And so I would just automatically write multi-syllable rhymes, you know what I'm saying? Without even trying to study it, and like without practicing and whatnot. And so when my boy asked me to get on the track, I ended up just doing it. And that was the first time I ended up ever doing something musically, but I enjoyed it so much that this one guy, he had heard it and he just asked me to come over his house. And he said, yo, I got a studio. I liked what I heard on that track. Just come over to the studio and let's record some stuff. And I was like, all right. And he sat me down in his studio, bro. No lie. His name was Sacrifice. He went by the name of Sacrifice. He had a studio and he told me, he said, write a verse. He just threw on a beat. And he had me write a verse every day. I had to write one verse every day. And at the time, I thought I was just rapping, but he was legit grooming me into like a specific artist. And so I still never really like got into like how to like create an album or really create a song. But for me, writing 16s became really easy. And writing these acapellas became easy. And so I heard about this 16 bar competition out in Chicago. You had to submit, it was in 2013, you had to submit an entry. And if you submitted an entry and got chosen, they would choose in 10 out of like hundreds of submissions. They would choose 10, fly you out to Chicago, and you would do this tournament. And so my submission was one of them that got chosen, bro. Yeah. So I got flown to Chicago, and long story short, I'm gonna just make a long story short. You had to go ahead and obviously run through the bracket and stuff like that. You had to have 16s, and whoever had the better 16 would advance. But that was my first time doing anything like that, bro. And I ended up winning the whole tournament. And I remember after winning the whole tournament, MC Jin, the guy from 106 in Park, the Asian guy, he was very popular at the time. He was one of the judges that night. Mm-hmm. And after I win the tournament, he pulls me aside and he says, "You need a battle rap." He says, "Have you ever thought about battle rapping?" And I was like, "Nah." I said, I was watching battle rap. Like for me, going in high school, I remember being 16, 15 years old, watching Murder Mook on YouTube. Watching Murder Mook, watching Loaded Lux. Like I remember watching these guys, but in my head, the type of battle rapping that was happening now, I was like, there's no way I could do what these guys do. Yeah. And Jin just told me, he said, He said, bro, like I'm sleep on you. I don't really know who you are, but what I just saw today, you would do well in battle rap. And so that was 2013. And I kept that in the back of my mind. And it wasn't until 2015 where I actually decided to join battle rap. And I did my first tryout ever in Tampa. And it was just going to be a bucket list. It was supposed to be just me getting it over with, like just doing a battle and then moving on with my life. But that night I did so well, and the place was packed that I could not just do one battle, bro. I had to do another one because the ripple effects of that one battle throughout the city, they were just like, yo, who's this new guy? Like for instance, like I had no footage prior to it. The league owner didn't want to book me because I had no footage. And so he was just like, yo, do you have any footage of you like rapping? So I sent him the 16 bar competition that I did. And when I sent it to him, he wrote me back 10 minutes later and he said, where the hell have you been? And when he said that, he was just like he knew something was there. And so just from there, bro, that was 2015. And since then, since 2021, man, now I get to do this for a living. I tell people all the time, like, you know, if I would have told you in 2013, like I'm a battle rapper, you probably would have laughed. But like now, like it's lucrative, you know what I'm saying? Like you could make good money off of it. And this is what I do. This is what I do for a living. I travel pretty much monthly to battle. And you know, obviously from battling, you get other opportunities, whether movies, whether it's, you know, hostings or whatnot. So I try to make my money, make money or whatnot. But it's a dope opportunity I get.
Where do you travel to a lot?
Man, right now it's LA. Right now it's LA because of COVID, because of the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? So we were able to link a deal. Drake linked the URL with this streaming company called Caffeine. They're probably
I heard about Caffeine.
Right under Twitch. And Caffeine, what they did, they provided a platform where they basically shot battles like movies. And so you could get on the Caffeine app and you could watch it live. Mm-hmm. And when you watch it live, it's like a pay-per-view event, but bro, it's like shot like a movie or whatnot. And so we'll go up to LA and they'll take care of they always take care of everything anyway, but this is like we're on a Hollywood set type of thing. Mm-hmm. And so so right now it's LA, but before that, I would say I got my name kind of like in Atlanta. Atlanta is where I kind of like built my brand at and everything. That's where I started. And then from there, you know, I've been all over the world. I battled in New York. I battled in Texas. Texas is probably my biggest crowd. I battled 2,000 to 2,500 people in Texas, in Houston, Texas.
Houston, of course.
Yep. And then I went to Manchester. They chose the 5 best American battlers to go against the 5 best UK battlers.
That's wild.
On a big trophy, beat their dude, you know, one of their legends out there and stuff like that. So like I've had different milestones in my career that I could look back and say like, damn, this is like one that I got to put up on the shelf or tell the grandkids about. But yeah, so right now it's LA. That's why that's why my next battle is in June 12th. Is in LA. But you know, things are opening back up, so we're probably gonna get back to. You're probably gonna start seeing, you know, more events, especially in Florida because Florida's already open. But yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I saw that little slick tweet you put one day. You were like, 100K plus is on the come up this year, maybe. So.
Oh yeah.
More praise for you, man. More praise for you. I want the best for you. I always want the best for you. You took one of the questions from me that I was going to ask, like, who do you model yourself after? So you said Nas, Fabulous, Jay-Z, Biggie.
Specifically
though, like, who do you think is like your most, like the one that impacts you the most?
Man, so I would say Fab, right? And I know he's not like a popular guy, even amongst people today or whatnot.
Yeah.
Just for me personally, I mean, I was a fan of his freestyles. I was a fan of his mixtapes, bro. Like, I mean, there probably wasn't one Fab verse that I didn't know from heart. Like, I just knew anything that he featured on. I was just like, oh, he's gonna kill. So I would say Fabulous, but moving forward, it'll probably be J. Cole. J. Cole's probably been the guy probably since Friday Night Lights.
Yes.
That's where I got introduced to him. But the thing about it, when Friday Night Lights came, I did my research. So I was on the warm up, I was on the come up, I was on all of those other mixtapes he did. And then since then, I haven't missed a project. I haven't missed a feat that J. Cole has done, bro. And I'm talking about like features that people probably don't even know about. Like,
well, I know, I feel you.
I'm just Cole, like I really love not just what he does sonically. obviously lyrically, but then conceptually with his albums, like I'm really a fan of what he does. So, you know, I kind of gets pushed back on the back burner with when it comes to like Drake and Kendrick Lamar sometimes, but I think he's there. I think he's right there with him, bro.
I think personally, I think he's better than so Drake makes better music because it's, you know, music. But as far as just lyrically, I mean, I'm a hip hop like historian. So when I think of hip hop, I was telling A-Rod right before we even started, I said, because we heard the last album. I said, honestly, I'm ready to put J. Cole as one of the greatest ever. Like he's already there to me.
Oh, I got crucified because I put on Twitter, what did I say? I might have said top 5. Like I said, bro, you have to start having that conversation. I know people got mad.
I'm not mad.
I'm just saying, like at what point are you gonna start having the conversation? Like what else? Like the man has what, 5 projects? You know what I'm saying? To me, maybe For Your Eyes Only was the only one that I wasn't really like clicking with. But like, I mean, what else does he have to do? You know what I'm saying? And so I just said like he's in that conversation. Definitely top 10 to me.
Oh, 1,000% top 10. I say maybe top 6 or 7. Like I'm already there with him right now. So.
I think also as men, like he just makes music that's very relatable to us on
he's speaking to me the whole every song he ever sings, he's talking right to me.
You can't tell me that Forest Hills, when you listen to that album, like even the masturbation song or the song about him beating the chick, like I was like, yo, I remember like trying to be all looking shit in high school and middle school, trying to get it up on these chicks and one up them around and all that. Like, it's all relatable music, and it's there's no lie in it, and it's really cool. Even the best song that I think I ever heard him do was when he made that song "I Let Nas Down," and then Nas put one out, and he did the rebuttal to. He's like, "You didn't let me down, man. I just expected more." But even that, I'm rooting for you. So that's good when you can get the praise from the greats, even when you are great. And even he says in his lyrics like, "I'm big bro and little bro all at once." So you get to see that from him. He's not old. He's our age. He's like in his 30s, what, 36?
35, 36, 35, 36, yeah. 36, yeah.
So he's got the blessing of still being able to hoop with basketball players and, you know, make music, which brings me to my next question I was going to ask, since we got J. Cole on the topic. What do you think of him ending his career in, hip hop and pursuing his dream in basketball? Do you think that's, a good move for him?
I mean, at the end of the day, I know people was trying to clown him for scoring 3 points or whatnot, but like, yo, that's a professional type of basketball area. Like for him to go out there, for him to get in any type of shape and to compete and to even be there, like that's the dream, bro. Like he had, like, if you follow J. Cole, he loved basketball before he loved music. And so I think it's like for him, even if he let's say he got on the team because of his name. Like at the end of the day, bro, he worked hard. And he did what he needed to do. And so I'm happy for him. I think he's given us, if this is his last project, I don't know if it is, but he's given us enough music. I don't want him to stop making music. And I don't think he's
not done.
But I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited for what he's doing over there, man. And I hope that he sees just as much success as he's been seeing in the music. But it's dope. I mean, and it goes to show you, like, yo, you never forget this whole age thing, bro. Like to me, like when I saw that, I'm like, yo, whatever the hell you want to do, like go do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you have one life, bro. Like go do it. And that's why I'm not just a fan of J. Cole the rapper, but I'm a fan of J. Cole the man, because it almost seems like he's, to me, one of the biggest things I could think of when I think of like anybody who's influencing my life is just consistency. And for him, he's been consistent through his career. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't really catch him in all that extra stuff, all that extra drama, especially when we got in the age of social media. Yeah. He was able to impact the culture without having to be on Instagram and Twitter and YouTube 24/7. He didn't want to do that. And because he didn't need to do that, I felt like his impact's even more greater. And Kendrick Lamar is doing the same thing. But so I'm enjoying the whole basketball ride. I don't know I know his last game was on ESPN Plus, maybe, I think. Or something
I think both of them have been on ESPN Plus.
Okay. So I'm excited to see what I got to check. He's only playing like 3 to 6 games, though, I heard. So
yeah. But just to kind of piggyback off of that, I mean, like I think Master P did it in the '90s, but he was like NBA, like he was serious about his stuff. But Master P and J. Cole, like they both had. Well, Master P not musically, but he was making a lot of money for music. If you go back and look.
course.
That whole army he had with him, they were all making bread off of Master P. Then he said, "I'm gonna go play for the Toronto Raptors and Charlotte Hornets." And all that. Like the fact that he was able to do that, it's the stuff that you dream as a kid.
Come on,
and
bro.
J. Cole's like is a modern day like he stays out of trouble. He stays out of the limelight. He's very strategic about everything he does. People used to get on him for being too conscious of a rapper. So now he'll put Lil Baby on his stuff. He'll put 21 Savage. He'll do songs that you didn't expect for him to do 5-6 years ago. And he's still killing it the same way. Like it doesn't matter to him. So that's why I started to say, like, you have to get to a point in which that conversation has to be had where, I'm Biggie J and Nas like all day. But, that fourth slot.
How long we gonna keep them in there?
That fourth slot gonna open up at some point. Okay.
Look at the Dreamers, bro. Come on, man.
Oh man.
Good basketball shoes too, man.
Are they really? I mean, I would imagine so since he's a hooper. He would have some say in it. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, A-Rod was telling us that you were a sneakerhead too, correct?
Yeah, man. You know what? So that's another thing. I don't call myself a sneakerhead because I don't want to disrespect the true sneakerheads.
Okay.
But you would call me one if you just saw like what I rock. But I'm gonna be honest though, I do a lot of I hit up a lot of people and they actually kind of tell me like, yo, Loso, go cap these and go get these or whatnot. Like these are the wave and stuff like that. So I mean, 21s, I would say anything. I mean, obviously any ones right now, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get. I want to get my hand on the Chicago's, but that's like $2,000 easily or whatnot. But I would say those. I'm an Air Max guy, Fear Gods. I try to get some stuff exclusive that's not on everybody's feet sometimes, but it's gonna cost a. I'm not PJ Tucker with the shoes.
Yeah.
He catches mine. I gotta give him a shout out every time, man. So yeah. I'll give him his props. He definitely got some fly shit that he wears.
PJ Tucker got a whole house dedicated just to shoes.
Bro,
no, PJ's real.
Bro,
PJ's real.
He just had the some mellows that Mellow didn't even have. Mellow was like, yo, how the hell did you get those? What was like Puerto Rican mellows or something like that?
They were ones that were made for I think it was like a rec league or something in Puerto Rico, and there was like only 2 made, and he's like, I got these, don't worry. Like,
yeah, Mello was like, yo, how the hell did you get those, bro?
Like in his size, like, come on, man. But yeah, PJ Tucker be making some crazy moves to get shoes. I don't know how. And I got one last question for you before we jump into the show and we start talking some sports. So when you came into the game, I do remember you were more of a Christian rapper. Is that still your era? Is that or the genre that you're trying to reach is Christian rap, or
I don't even.
You drop little F-bombs every now and then?
Nah, I don't know what it is, Alex. So like, even when I first came in, like, I never marketed myself like that. What it was is that people knew like what, obviously, that my faith kind of preceded who I was anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't ashamed. Like I wasn't this 007 Christian. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't hiding behind my beliefs and nothing like that. But because I used to put it in my music, because I used to put it in my battle raps, people used to market that. So I would just tell people like, yo, you don't have to call me a Christian battler, or you don't have to call me a Christian rap. Like I'm a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't call, these other guys Muslim rappers or whatever. Like you don't put something before what they are. Like you want to ask me, am I a Christian? Yeah, I'm a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Am I a rapper? Yes, I'm a rapper. But the way you market me is how you're going to go ahead and do it anyway. And a lot of my opponents, that's the main angle that they always attack me with anyway. But so that's why it just sticks for them. But and if they didn't use that, they probably wouldn't even have any material anyway. But I let them rock with it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's not something that I'm ashamed of or nothing like that. Like I tell you, like, yo, this is who I am, and whatever life that I'm living, you're gonna hear it in my music regardless. So that's kind of like, that's how I answer that question when people ask me.
So yeah, if you could throw like a witty verse about them washing themselves in the blood of God, you're gonna drop that knowledge on them right there and then.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that was like a kind of a partial part of the question. The other one was like hip hop is definitely evolving now. We've seen it since we grew up on Nas and Jay, and then we got to get blessed with the young J. Coles and the Kendrick Lamars and the Drakes before they went really commercial. the Kanyes, all these guys, and now you're seeing this internet rap and this
SoundCloud.
all these SoundCloud rappers and different styles of rap. That's the drill, all these different genres of rap. What do you think of the state of hip hop, and do you think it's moving in a good direction, or do you think it's in a direction that's just like more ways for people to market and profit themselves off the same style and just, you know, add their little flair to it or something like that?
So I'm definitely not one of the guys that's like, this isn't rap music. You know, I'm not the guy yelling because the cat's on my grass type of thing. You know what I'm saying? I understand hip hop is always evolving. And so for me personally, like I could appreciate, like for instance, when J. Cole came out and called Young Thug a genius, a musical genius, I was like, yo, let me really like listen to Young Thug. Yeah. And when I did, bro, J. Cole was right. And right. Like Young Thug is a genius. Like when you really take, and a guy like Future, right? When you really like break down like the melodies that he's toxic. Yeah. He's definitely toxic. But when you break down like the melodies that he's kind of like creating, you kind of got to give it up to him. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a high level of talent there. And so I'm not opposed to, I mean, obviously there's some guys, right? Like 6ix9ine and stuff like that. But for the most part, I'm not opposed to new rappers coming in and us not getting the traditional, you know, like back in the day, I mean, every rap song, you were given at least 3 16s. You know what I'm saying? Like, nowadays, you get 2 verses, and now it's even shorter than that. Yeah. You get Jack Harlow in them. They giving you a hook, a verse, maybe a longer verse than a 16. Maybe they might give you a 24 or 32, and then they go back to the hook and the song is done. Yeah. It's a hit. It's a #1 hit single.
It's a #1 hit too.
But that's not based on the rappers. You know what that's based on? That's based on the fans, bro. And that's the fans today. They're craving this fast food industry where it's like, just give me what I want real quick. I just want to go ahead and just feel the vibe, feel the beat, and then I want to move on to something else. And so unfortunately that's the state. But at the same time, I'm fully proud. I'm fully secured in knowing that hip hop is still like the #1 thing that you can still give hip hop is lyricism. And the reason why you know that is like, who's still at top, bro? You still got Drake, you still got J. Cole, you still got Kendrick Lamar, who's rapping, who's still, I mean, granted, you know, Drake goes pop sometimes, but like those are the guys those are the top rappers in the game. I mean, Lil Baby, you know what I'm saying? He's probably like right now, like one of the top dudes or whatnot. But in a sense, he's still rapping. Yeah. I mean, when you got Cole and Kendrick at any moment, think about this, bro. No matter how long they take off, Kendrick, no matter how long he takes off, as soon as they come back, they're going to have the #1 album in the world. Mm-hmm. That's point blank, period. And what that tells you is that the world, although we're going to go ahead and we're going to entertain these whoopties and whatever other songs out, right? That's cool for the moment. But music that's going to stick with you, like the conceptual albums is going to stick with you, is going to be these dudes who's giving you timeless stuff that 10, 12 years from now, we could put back their album. We could say, yup, I remember where I was when 2014 Forest Hills dropped, bro. I remember where I was when that dropped. And so I'm okay with that, because especially when J. Cole just dropped his album and it shuts down the world and everybody's talking about it, that's what I'm on.
Amen.
Yeah, so I agree with you 100% on that. I'm the kind of guy that, like, I just listened to a song the other day because Benny the Butcher is probably my favorite rapper right now. I cannot, it's like when Nas used to give you the chills when you hear a Nas verse or a Fab verse, that's how I am when I hear Benny. And he just did, I guess he went to Atlanta for All-Star Weekend and some guy hit him up over there. I'm pretty sure he paid him a shit ton of money to jump on the track. This song is so ass, it's called The List, and the song is ass. But when Benny jumps on the end and just spits his little bar, I was like, that's all I needed to hear. Everything else can be omitted. And Benny's verse is just like, you know, a flood of the watch for days it was ugly. I'm just like, oh my God, it's just like so smooth the way he chops it up. I'm like, Jesus, man, everything else is trash, but at least you can appreciate the one song in this. And even at that, he gave his time to, you know, shout out a smaller artist and maybe make him known. If that's now people are like, oh, who's this guy, Love Bo Luciano? I want to hear him and see this stuff. So
no, it's true. It's true. Like, I feel like nowadays, I read like a stat. No, actually, I was watching Drink Champs with Nori. And I forgot who was on the show, but they said when you turn like a certain age, they said like 95% of people listen to what they grew up listening to. Like, no matter all the new stuff that comes out, they grew up what they're listening to or what sounds identical to what you were listening to in the past. So once you reach a certain age and you just want to keep hearing what you like. If you look at the music I listen to now, every day it's Biggie, Nas, Jay-Z, Jadakiss, J. Cole, and then everything else kind of just sprinkles in. Everything kind of just sprinkles in. But like, I know what I want to hear, what's gonna make me feel, Wu-Tang Clan. Like I know what I want to hear, and I want to keep it that way. So the new stuff that comes out, I do find myself, I like some of it, but there needs to be something to it for me. Like I need to hear some kind of lyrical genius or some kind of genius to you. So like when you're talking about Young Thug, there's certain things about Young Thug, like, wow, I can't, like you look at a lot of these Atlanta rappers, they all bring something different to the table. Future brings something different. Young Thug brings something different. So, okay, there's certain rappers I could take things from. 21 Savage. Out of all the new Atlanta rappers, 21 Savage is my favorite Atlanta rapper. But to me, he's the most lyrical out of all of those Atlanta rappers. That's for me. And he reminds me of when I was growing up, I was a Juvenile Lil Wayne Hot Boy fan at the same time. So he reminds me of kind of like that Juvenile Lil Wayne Turk kind of thing. So but it all kind of just draws back to what I listened to growing up. So it might be the same for you. What you listen to now might be the same for you, but that's just where I'm at right now with hip hop.
Yeah. So let's get it straight. 21 Savage is from the UK, sir, not from.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. Guess what?
My heart that day.
Hey, guess what?
Ice.
This is a little known fact. I was born in the UK too, actually. Fun fact. I went from the UK to Detroit to New York to Florida.
Yeah, look at that. We got a 21 Savage on the show. And
I'm 21 Savage, baby.
This shit hit different, man. It changed my heart. All right, so we could talk hip hop with you all day. Me and KK really originally wanted to make a show where it was sports, hip hop, and all that type of stuff.
The culture.
Yeah, so we decided to keep it sports. So we're gonna jump into the show and do what we usually do, talk a little sports, pick your brain on some stuff. Right now, NBA playoffs are going on. Obviously, we see it in the background back there. We're itching to die. The play-in seed today is, or later tonight, will be Steph versus LeBron. And this is the first year the NBA has done play-in. And a lot of people are giving it a heavy critique on doing this. Even the players, LeBron saying the guy should be fired. Who thought of this? Head coach from the Wizards saying the same thing as well. Like, this guy should be fired. What do you think of play-in? Because personally, I think it's good. I just think it's kind of set up a little bit odd that 10 plays 9 and 7 plays 8, when you usually do like a larger seed plays the lower seed and then the middle seed. So I was thinking like 10 would play 7, or 7 would play 10 and 8 would play 9. It sounds like a stupid joke, like 7, 8, 9 bullshit, but I'm just trying to like spit it the best way I can at this. But I think the NBA was onto something, but I think the way they just did it was just kind of like, we'll try this. So what do you think, boys?
I like the format that they did, because you got to think about it. You have to reward the 7th and the 8th seed something more than the 9th and the 10th. You can't just say, 8th seed, you play the 9th seed, and 7th, you play the 10th, and then the winners move on. Because if you do that, like, what was the point of me winning more games than the 9th and the 10th? So what they end up doing is, hey, 7th and 8th, y'all play together. And whoever wins automatically gets that 7th seed. And if you lose, hey, you get to go ahead and you still have a chance to win, because you got to get doubled. You got to be eliminated twice technically. But that 10th and that 9th seed, you guys are in the play-in, but you only get one shot. And so I'm cool with the format. I actually think it's the most fair format if you're going to do a play-in tournament. Now, originally when they announced it, I thought that the play-in tournament was only being put in because we wasn't getting a full 82 season. That was my original thought. Because we wasn't getting full 82 games, they were like, okay, cool. How do we go ahead and figure out how we're going to go ahead and get the top 8 teams really in, right? And so when that wasn't the case, and I heard that this might be a long-term thing, like this is going to be how we're doing it, I sat back and I really thought about it. And as a fan, I'm actually with it, bro. Like you got to think about it. There's a lot of teams that just stop trying at the end of the season. A lot of teams that just sit out their players at the end of the season. This gives incentives to a 10th, 11th, and a 12th seed who's only 1, 2, 3 games behind the 10th seed. And they're saying to themselves, man, you know what? We still got a shot. Like Pelicans, they could, if this was only 8 teams making the playoffs, they would have been sat out like they probably wouldn't have been competing anymore. But because they were still in the hunt, you saw them still trying at the end. Obviously, Zion ends up getting injured. Lonzo wasn't in. Brandon Ingram wasn't in there. So, they didn't really have a team. But a team like that, they're still pushing through. Even the Warriors, Curry, for a while, they were kind of like dwindling. They were high. He ended up getting hurt. They end up falling to like the 10th, 11th seed and stuff like that. But you end up fighting back because you know that there's still a chance. So I'm cool with it, bro. I actually think that this gives teams incentives to kind of continue competing towards the end of the season. And even right now, this is you giving me excitement to watch this Memphis and San Antonio game. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously, let's just keep it 1,000. This game that we're about to watch, the Steph Curry and LeBron game, it's going to be it's a 10 o'clock game on the West Coast, and it's going to be the most watched playoff game, period, bro. Period. Unless you get a game 7 down the line of something better, this tonight, LeBron versus Curry is going to be the biggest, the most watched NBA game of the whole year, point blank period. And it's great for NBA, it's great for fans, and I'm here for it.
So initially, when I first heard about it, like last year, so they did it last year during COVID, they did it because the season got cut short. They had the 8-game tournament in the bubble, and then the 8-game round robin in the bubble, and then the play-in. So when they did it last year, all right, that's a good idea. 72 games, it's a shortened season, but that's still a good sample size of the 8 best teams in each conference. So I thought it was a weird idea. So as going into the play-in tournament, I thought it was a stupid idea. I'm gonna be honest with you. But when you get I have the game on too in front of me. I can't see it. The Memphis San Antonio game. I've watched 0 San Antonio games this year. I've watched a few Memphis games. I like John Morant, but it's a Wednesday night, and I got this game on for this is actually exciting to me. I'm like, damn, this is a good game. Then my favorite player, LeBron James, is about to play Steph Curry at 10:30. And I'm going to make sure I have a drink with me, some popcorn or something. It's a game 7. To me, it feels like a game 7.
Must see TV.
And it's crazy because in football, a playoff is one game. March Madness is one game, right? Everything's one game. So we get spoiled in the NBA with having a series. But this is literally like a one game. Look, you win this game, you end the playoffs. You don't win, well, damn, it's not looking good for you. So it's cool because we got Jason Tatum the other night, last night, dropping 50. That's cool. Russell Westbrook, Mr. Triple Double, was in the game too. Indiana, you don't know what's up. We have good teams in the play-in tournament. You got John Morant, you got LeBron James, you get Steph Curry, you get Jason Tatum. That's good teams. On top of that, what you said earlier, I do like about it with the incentives. You have teams that by March, they start tanking, right? But if you on the cusp and you have an actual chance to at least sneak into the playoffs, there's no reason to tank. No offense to the Utah Jazz, but if Steph Curry against the AC, I would not be surprised if Golden State finds a way to beat the Utah Jazz. And that's an incentive to make the playoffs.
I'm scared of Joe Ingles and
yeah, I was like, look, so again,
Donovan Mitchell being hurt.
With no disrespect to Utah, because I know some people on this that listen to this like Donovan Mitchell and all that. So no offense, but
you sound like Charles Barkley, because we used to play with him and we used to play in video games.
No, nobody plays with the Utah Jazz for real. No, the Utah Jazz, bro. I started watching. So you say you started watching 2000. I started watching basketball in 1996, 1997. And I got those last 2 Bulls championships against Utah, and I've hated Utah ever since. I just hated something about Utah. I just hated the colors. I just hated it. So fast forward how many years later, to me, they could get got in the first round by Memphis, San Antonio, Golden State. So it's just one of those things in which at first I thought the play-in tournament was kind of strange, but because of the level of competition that we're getting, on top of the fact that less teams are willing, you're getting competitive basketball games late into the season, I'm here for that. So I'm okay with it. But as a long-term thing, though, we get back to this regular 82 game schedule, no COVID test every day. Is that still the right way to go? I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I do for this because it's the teams that we have this year. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
So, also you said something that was very intriguing, and then KK, you picked it up towards the end too. You said that it gives players an incentive. It gives players, you know, the ones that are resting and, you know, calling it quits or slowing, you know, not all gas. So we all have a lot of similarities on the show. We all love hip hop. Obviously, your career is hip hop. We all love sports. We're all big fans of Melo, all three of us. I think me and Los, we all day just like send each other Melo stuff all day, just advocating for this man. So
believe it or not, really quick, believe it or not, you know I'm a LeBron guy, right? But I was a Melo guy before I was a LeBron guy. Like his rookie year, I was all over Melo because Syracuse. When I watched him in Syracuse and he got to Denver, I said, "Yo, that's the rookie of the year." First of all, and I was a dump. Then Allen Iverson, that's my all-time favorite player, is Allen Iverson. Then he go play with Melo too. I was like, "Nah, I'm a Melo fan." But LeBron James, it's because of all the criticism you start to get. I start to rock with LeBron a little bit more. But yeah, I was a Melo fan from day one for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure me and Lo showed up one day after school at Mike's house in Melo jerseys, and it was just like it was like instant Spider-Man thing, like pointing back at each other. So, but me and Los got a big common thing, and we're big Knicks fans. So that's a team right there that has been all gas this entire time. So this is my little Knicks appreciation segment that I want to have, because these guys have been on the gas the whole time. In the DMs, we've been getting shit talking from Nick, who's a Heat fan down in Miami, saying that, oh, you know, we're going to get that 4 spot. And I was like, hey, man, the Jets just hired a head coach, and his motto right now is all gas, no break. And I think Tom Thibodeau is trying to run those knees into the ground and run that going on into Madison Square Garden. So I'm proud of the way they're playing. I'm happy with the 4 seed. I'm not scared of the Hawks one bit, man.
Of course not. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be.
Like Alex, no, I'm gonna be serious though. So unfortunately, and you guys have to like school me, are the Hawks for real? Because I have not watched a Hawk. Now this is the thing, I know Trae Young, and then I read somewhere like Tony Snell was a 50-50, 100 player.
You
like,
saw that?
He play like 5 minutes a game. It don't matter.
but this is the thing though, like
went to New Mexico.
I remember they were like at like the 13, 14 seed. And then one day I woke up and they was like at the 4th and the 5th. And I was like,
Nate McMillan.
Yeah, Nate McMillan's the head coach.
Indiana's stupid ass fired him. He gets the assistant job with Atlanta. They fired Lloyd Pierce. They put Nate McMillan in, and they had the best record since like March.
Yeah.
So what is it though? Like what do as a Knicks fan, like what do we have to be worried about? Anything?
No.
Coaching, that's it. I'm worried about coaching, just getting out coached. But I think the coaching matches up good. I think player management that Thibs does is really good. So I told KK beginning of the season, we made this show for fans that are way over the top fans, like Buccaneers fans before Tom Brady there. Every year I heard we're gonna win the Super Bowl. We're gonna do this. We're gonna beat these guys, and they were bottom of the barrel every year. Now that Tom Brady's here, you see Bucs fans come out from under their rocks and like, oh my God, I've been rocking with this team forever. And then as soon as Tom Brady goes, back under the rocks and back rocking. But I'm a realist when it comes to the Knicks. Have been asked for the longest. They suck. I told KK at the beginning of the year, all I want is to make the playoffs. Just make the playoffs, because I still say it like every other show. I say it, and then I'll never forget it. When free agency went on and we were supposed to get Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and the first pick overall, Zion Williamson, and we signed Julius Randle day one. I'll never forget Stephen A. Smith's face when he said, you signed Julius Randle day one. That's a day 3 signing that you're going to talk about. And Julius Randle is playing like an MVP, man. Like he took it to heart. He did that Jordan meme. I'm going to take that shit personal. And he's playing good basketball. And I love the guy. I got his jersey coming in. It should be here in the next couple of days, hopefully, because I wanted to wear it today. But I mean, you got to be happy with it. So they made the playoffs. That's all I'm happy for. If they lose first round, no harm, no foul. Just get better next year and win round 2 and make the playoffs and win round 2. Progress every year is what I want to see.
Just so you know, they're not losing first round. Okay. I told my cousin, he's from Brooklyn. I used to live with him. He's a diehard Knicks fan. And he said, I told him, I was like, maybe 5, maybe 6 games max. That's an easy series, okay? Atlanta's not that good. Like, it's Trae Young and a bunch of dudes.
New York, like, we beat the Hawks every time we played them this season. I'm just saying, like, I don't know, like, am I sleeping on them? Because when I looked at them and I was like, yo, like, they got the best record after the All-Star break. Like what is it, bro? I don't know who it is. Is it Trae?
It's the schedule and it's Trae. But
Bogdanovich, man, that dude.
No. So I had on my fantasy team. I had Bogdanovich. That boy is nice. He can shoot. Yeah. Kevin Huerter can shoot. I don't know what's going on. I know what's his name. Collins. He's a baller too. Clint Capella is averaging 15 rebounds a game, like 2 blocks. So
I was gonna go to that.
They have talent. They're not a bad basketball team. They're just not a. They need they don't have like a second superstar. It's Trae Young, who's a star. I wouldn't even call him a superstar yet. He's a star. Yeah. But Clay Capella is a decent star. Kevin Huerter is okay. Like Bogdanovich's okay. So they don't really have much. But what I was going to tell y'all gonna win that first series 5-6 games. Philly, we the first seed. We gonna have Indiana or whoever in the AC. I don't even know. That's gonna be a quick 5. So you know who you have to see after you see Atlanta. You know who you got to see, right?
The Big Daddy number 1.
Y'all got to see Big Daddy up in the first seed. Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons with his broke jump shot, Tobias Harris, Steve Tybalt.
Nerlens Noel is out for blood, bro. Okay, Nerlens Noel is out for blood.
Nerlens Noel, Joel Embiid gonna give him 40 and 15 every night.
Nerlens Noel was picked over Embiid the year before to be the steadfast center, and they went with Embiid.
And we knew quickly, this is a mistake.
Let Joel Embiid score 40?
I don't think so.
Oh,
y'all ain't gonna let Joel Embiid score, but Joel Embiid getting 40 easy.
Easy against the Knicks.
Who y'all big men?
Julius and Noel.
Julius Randle is 6'8". He's not guarding Joel. He's not guarding Joel Embiid.
That's the real Zion. That's the real Zion Williams. Julius Randle.
Is Julius Randle?
Like I'm Julius Randle, bro. It's coming down.
Bro, but for real, who guarding Embiid? Y'all can guard everybody else, but who's guarding Embiid?
I'm saying, you think Tibbs, the defensive genius of Tibbs, you think he's gonna go ahead and get 40?
It's gonna be low score. It's gonna be low score. It's gonna be a low score. So he ain't getting 40, but he getting 50% of our points. So we scoring we scored 95. Nah, not 50%. I'm tripping. But all I'm gonna say, y'all don't. Taj Gibson, who else y'all got? Y'all ain't got nobody gonna guard him. But y'all gonna do good against Tobias. Y'all gonna do well. Everybody else can get got, but y'all can't stop. Y'all can't stop Embiid. So I think that's gonna be 6 games for us, maybe 7. I'll give y'all game 7. That'll be dope.
Let's table down. We'll see what happens in the round.
That'll be dope.
Deal with Atlanta first.
Let's deal. We got Atlanta to deal with, and you got the Pacers, man. So you deal with the Pacers.
It might not even be the Pacers. Don't the Pacers got to play Washington first?
Nah, the Pacers
they got to play. Oh, yeah. I think you're right. Eliminated. You're right. So you're right.
Wait. No. You're right. The Pacers were the what? What seed were they before yesterday? What seed were they yesterday?
I don't remember. I think they were the 9th. If they were the 9th seed,
9.
They were. So Charlotte was 8.
So no. So they play Russell Westbrook and them. They play the Wizards. Yep.
Oh no, because Washington was 8. Yeah, because they had 2 chances.
So Boston plays Brooklyn. They play Brooklyn.
And it's gonna be between Washington and the Pacers.
Yep. Whoever wins that game.
Listen. I'll tell you this though, I don't want to deal with Russell Westbrook for 7 games.
Well, that's how that shit works.
If we gotta deal with Russell Westbrook and y'all gonna be resting with Trae Young, y'all might have a shot. Because Russell Westbrook is gonna make us tired.
And Bill, come on, don't sleep on Bill.
I like Bill. Don't get me wrong, but Russell, I'm talking about like as far as like the amount of physical exertion we have to, like Russell Westbrook is all day, all night, nonstop. So Ben Simmons gonna be on here. Ben Simmons gonna be exhausted by the time he gets to the New York series. And then they're going to put Ben Simmons or Julius Randle. And Julius Randle will go to work because Ben Simmons is tired. So this is just my basketball analysis. I might be wrong. I might be right. But, I'm probably right.
we got to worry about the Hawks first round, man. You got to worry about who you got.
Y'all so humble, man. Y'all so humble.
Hey, that's one thing I like about Los. He's a very humble guy.
Y'all not fair with it. Y'all humble.
If you want to spit some bars in, he'll tear your ass apart, man. So I'm coming from his head like that. So let's go with the under the radar teams in this playoff. Who could you see as an under the radar team going into the playoffs that teams are overlooking right now? Because the one that I think of are the two guys playing tonight. I think Golden State, if they get into it, they're a problem just because of Steph. You saw him what he did the other night and recreated the Baron Davis shot all over again.
Yeah.
Lift his shirt up. Boy has 0% body fat on him, and I could see his heartbeat in his chest. So good for him on that. And then, LeBron, I told you beginning of the year, KK, I said, LeBron's done it all. He's been a 1 seed. He's been like a 3 seed. He's never been a low seed. What if he's just, taking it easy and he just wants to start from the bottom and work his way up top? Because the West is really not.
But is that really an under the radar team?
Nah, bro, they're still they just did the favorites. They're still the favorites.
Thank you. They're not under the radar at all.
Think about it. They wasn't losing. They weren't the 7th seed with LeBron and AD. It was the 7th seed because LeBron and AD weren't playing. So
exactly.
What we're seeing from the Lakers and their record right now does not really reflect the team that we're about to see come playoff time.
But to the untamed eye that tunes into basketball, not like you guys and like us that we know these things, they see, the Lakers are there. They must really suck if they're at that point. So you're seeing LeBron in a place stuck between a rock and a hard place in a way. He's never been in this type of situation where he's been a low seed going into the playoffs. And usually it's kind of hard to claw your way up against the teams. However,
he's taking lesser talent. He's taking lesser talent before.
Yeah, but
way lesser talent to the finals.
Yeah, he took Drew Gooden to the finals.
To me, they're still. I mean, after the Brooklyn Nets, I think they're still the most talented team or whatnot. And I think that's what we all, as a fan, if you just want to take your fandom out of it, you kind of want to see Brooklyn and LA.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But you just because it's just that's the star power.
That's gonna sell some tickets, basically.
That's gonna sell some tickets, yes. But man, if I had to choose an under the radar team, it's weird because even though you're trying to say the Lakers are the 7th seed and we all know that they're still the favorites, it's weird because even though Phoenix is number 2, I still think that they're under the radar. And I this is what I'm trying to tell people. If LeBron and them, I'm gonna tell y'all, LeBron and them winning tonight and they get Phoenix first round, that's the one team that I think is going to be I'm a little worried about Phoenix though, only because you got Chris Paul, the general there, right? And what he does, bro, on the court, he just makes winning a possibility for your team every night.
Want to make the playoffs? Get Chris Paul.
Devin Booker, who's waiting for a time like this, right? I mean, he can go off at any time, right? Ayton at the 5 or whatnot. I don't know if he's gonna be able to cause problems for AD and stuff, but there is size there and stuff. So all I'm trying to say is that if the Lakers had to choose, I would think that the easier matchup for them would be Utah, especially with no Donovan Mitchell right now. But I would say, me personally, I would say the under the radar team would definitely be Phoenix, even though they're ranked number 2, they'll be the under the radar team for me. Because we're still not talking about them. Nobody's really giving them a shot.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
So I can piggyback. I can talk about the Phoenix series. I don't call them under the radar because I don't think they're getting out the first round. So if it's the Lakers, they're not getting out the first round. It's just I'm gonna leave it at that. But because you talk about floor general, I mean the person that makes winning possible, Chris Paul's one of them. LeBron will cancel that out. You talk about Booker, AD will cancel that out. And then Ayton, they got Drummond, they got Marc Gasol, they got Montrezl Harrell, they got everything they can throw at Ayton in the world. And then after that, what do you have in Phoenix? You don't really have much. LA is still gonna give you maybe a Kuzma one night, maybe a Taylor Horton Tucker the next night, a Dennis Schroeder,
Caruso with braids, maybe.
Caruso, they gonna give you something every night. The Lakers are stacked, but the only problem I have is the health. If they're not healthy, they don't have a chance. So, but my under the radar team, is Portland. Dame, you know how I am about Dame. Dame was my boy, so
I was gonna say that too, man.
That's my underrated. See, I forgot.
Portland
jersey tonight. Damn, should have worn the Oregon jersey.
Portland can like listen. They're healthy. You know, we all Melo fans, right? We all want to see Melo do well in the playoffs, right? Melo gonna turn up. Dame is gonna turn up. They got a healthy Nurkic. He gonna turn up, and this Canner, he gonna turn. Like they to me, and then they got Norman Powell, who I really do like. I wish they would have kept Gary Trent Jr., but that trade was kind of weird to me. But we're gonna rock with Norman Powell for now. I mean, they got, to me, their only weakness is like, the only weakness to me is that I don't think they believe that they can do it. But remember, just a couple years ago, they were in the conference finals against the Warriors, and that was without Melo and all these other boys, right? So to me, Dame is good enough. Like, you remember how D Wade back in 2006 when they were up against Dallas, they were down 0-2, and then D Wade was dropping 40 a game to win that series, right, for Miami. Dame is capable of that, and to me, all the teams in the West, there's no real clear best team. Like, the Clippers are under the radar too, but they're not. I don't take them seriously. It's the Clippers. No matter what, it's the Clippers, right?
What are we in now?
Utah. Everyone doesn't care about Utah. No one cares. Like, Phoenix can do it, but like, I feel like the teams in the West are a lot more closer this year than before, especially with the health of the Lakers. So to me, Portland, if they're healthy, I think Portland is a very team. Like they're not speaking too much. So I like Portland. I
like that pick too. You did say the Clippers, so it's definitely playoff time. So Pandemic P
gonna come back.
is definitely about to make his appearance. You know, Paul George is notorious for definitely disappearing in the playoffs at all times. Are we going to get that player we're expecting to get out of him, that Indiana Paul George this year? We don't know, but there's a lot of speculation that the Clippers decided to tank into the beginning or end of the season to avoid playing the Lakers in the play-in seed. Do you think that's a correct way to look at this, or is it just the way they decided to rest players? And do you think the Clippers are even a threat?
I mean, you can't look. At the end of the day, these are grown men, and I don't want to go ahead and say that, but I'm gonna be honest. It looked like they was ducking that smoke, bro. Like, it looked like they was, and in my mind, if I'm Kawhi Leonard, if I'm Paul George, if I'm Tyronn Lue, why not get the Lakers first round, bro? When they're still trying to gel together, when they're not 100%. Like, LeBron just retweaked his ankle the other night. Like, I would want to get him right. Now, granted, they wouldn't have gotten him anyway because Portland ended up beating Denver, you know what I'm saying? Which Denver, I thought, was being soft anyway by folding in that game. Like, it just didn't make any sense.
You know why? You know why Denver folded, right? So if Denver would have won that game,
Lakers would have got the 6th seed.
Exactly. They were not trying to deal with them either. Nobody's trying to deal with them.
Both of them are acting soft, bro. Yeah. And in my head, I'm just like, what do y'all think is a moral victory if you lose to them in the finals? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh well. So yeah. I mean, I think so, bro. I think it's a correct way to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, to be the best, you want to beat the best, not basically become Kevin Durant. That's what you don't want to do. Don't be up and then go join them.
Yeah. But listen, I can't ever talk bad. I like Durant. What he did was snaky, but I can't talk bad about Durant. So, it's Brooklyn. Like, I look at Brooklyn and I'm like, I mean, he helped build that team kind of, right? Like, they got rid of all their talent and they built it around Kevin Durant. So to me, this version of Kevin Durant is like, I can't really say nothing about. He brought his boy with him. He got his other boy to get traded. Like, well, that's what the fans want, right? Oh, don't leave, like, get traded. Oh, he got traded. James Harden got traded there. And then the buyout stuff. So it's just that part. It was that's a snaky team, but
Bro, he put on a "you can't beat LeBron" campaign. Well, come on over to Brooklyn. We'll show you how it's done, and bring him out too, man. bring everybody with you.
To beat a grown ass 36-year-old, 18-year vet. If that's what it takes. If that's what it takes, then more power to you. More power to you. But we talk about the Lakers. LeBron never loses in the first round. So that's just a reminder, friendly reminder.
All right. So with that being said, let's give predictions to the finals. Who do you think will be in the finals at the end of the day?
I do. If I had to put money on it, I think I'm gonna say Brooklyn and LA. I think clearly they're the two best teams. I know Philly is gonna give Brooklyn a run for their money, and Brooklyn does have some question marks defensively, but I just think with James Harden, the way he was playing before he got out, bro, he looked like the best player. He looked like the MVP before he got out, bro. To me, and then Kevin Durant. I mean, to me, it looks like that man's just been on cruise control. I didn't see him try to kill nothing all year, and still his efficiency was high, and he was still giving you a clean, like, yo, if I want to give you 25 tonight, I'll give you 25. If I want to give you 36, I'll give you 36. If I want to, like, whatever it is. But then Kyrie, he did the whole 50, 40, 90 season quietly, you know what I'm saying? But it's just that defensive, especially down low, like DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin, like, bro, the other night when they was playing Giannis and the Bucks, Giannis boys drugs all night for 2 nights straight, bro.
2 nights straight.
Bro, he gave them straight drugs 2 nights in a row. They were giving him the 3-point, and he just he's doing a little, doing a little shot, and then down low, bro, he was killing DeAndre Jordan. Griffin, I thought, was doing a little better, but he did too. So, like, that's a question, but I do think that, like, when James Harden's on the floor, now James Harden didn't play those games. When he's on the floor, though, you gotta score more than these guys, and I don't know if you can for 7 games. So I think they're gonna win it. And then on the West side, I just think LA. I mean, they're the number 1 defensive team, bro. It's gonna be tough scoring on them, with them obviously being fully healthy. So those are my 2 picks.
All I'm going to say is I'm in the market for a job still. So Brooklyn will hire me with all the PTO hours they got. Like, I'm happy to go to Brooklyn and play wherever I got to play, man. But I say Brooklyn is the clear favorite. I mean, I really hope to see the Eastern Conference Finals. I hope the Knicks are there. I'm not expecting them to get there, but I would love to see Philly have a good matchup with them. And if Philly can overtake Brooklyn, I'd be 100% fine with that. But LeBron doesn't like to lose, and it's a different LeBron in the playoffs. So I'm expecting the Lakers to go too.
Yeah, so as a Sixers fan, man, I would love to say that we're good enough. I don't think mentally we're there yet. So people ask me, like, how close are we to getting the NBA Finals? If we were to get like Jimmy Butler to come back, if we had Jimmy Butler to come back, we're in the finals every year. With Embiid, Simmons, all them boys, right? Well, now I think we're too mentally soft. I agree with you with the Milwaukee. Like, Giannis was giving Brooklyn everything, but James Harden wasn't on the court. And we just break down the matchup. Durant can give you 30 or 40 or 50. Harden can give you 30, 40, or 50. Kyrie can give you 30, 40. All of them can give you buckets all night. And let's say they play Milwaukee, right? Milwaukee got Giannis, and it's a huge drop-off. No offense to Jrue Holiday, but it's a huge drop-off. Philly, we got Embiid. Offensively, it's a huge drop-off because Tobias is not consistent. Ben Simmons is too one-dimensional. So, and then Seth Curry is like our best three-point shooter, but he's not Steph. So it's going to be Brooklyn out the East. And then the West, I mean, I think we're all on the same page. And if I had to give you, like I said, if I had to give you a dark horse, I would say Portland. I'd even say the Clippers if it wasn't for Pandemic P. But
say the Knicks.
What's up?
Say the Knicks.
Anyway, so realistically, we don't know about the health of LeBron ain't gonna give out again. Like, his age is finally showing, right? So if let's say unhealthy, I would say the Clippers. Healthy is gonna be the Lakers, though. It's gonna be the Lakers. So I got the Lakers in Brooklyn, which we all want.
I think we all agree on that. We all said he was showing his age when he pulled his groin, and then he won the finals next year. So
yeah, that's true. And then Kennedy, he likes drama. Kennedy Jet Smith yesterday said Steph Curry the best player in the world. You want to say that the day before LeBron got to play Steph Curry?
LeBron did it too, though. When they asked LeBron was like, "Yo, I think Steph Curry the MVP."
But this is what he does.
He don't really believe that. What he's doing is planting the seed that Steph is the MVP. So then LeBron comes out tonight and MVP tonight, and it just adds some little flair to his W.
In the fourth quarter, y'all gonna see LeBron gonna be guarding Steph. Now this episode will be airing after this, but I will just quote me on this right now. LeBron will be guarding Steph in the fourth quarter. Why? Because he did this at Derrick Rose when he won MVP 10 years ago. He'll play the center. He'll play in the fourth last year. Jamal Murray was giving the buckets. Remember what LeBron did to him in the fourth quarter in game 5 or 6?
First of
this
all,
is what he does.
Before we move on, this is what I'm saying. Like, I love LeBron, but I'm tired of y'all trying to rewrite history and change the narrative. First of all, LeBron, you don't get credit. I know the media is gonna give you credit. Jamal Murray is giving your team buckets all night. Okay.
Okay.
First of all, he's about 5'6" inches shorter than you.
Stop. Who cares?
He's 5'6" inches shorter than you. LeBron, you haven't been guarding anyone all game. You put fresh legs on Jamal Murray, who's going to the lane and all this stuff, and now he has to go ahead and get past LeBron and see AD at the rim. And the narrative at the end of the night is LeBron shut him down in the fourth.
Listen,
he's like
LeBron. You think LeBron got fresh legs?
Yeah, well,
he probably had a triple double by the time the third quarter was over. How you got fresh legs? If he had to give you 30, 10 rebounds, 10 assists.
I'll tell you why, because he's not running around. He's not running Jamal Murray off screens all day. He's waiting to the fourth, and then you know what? So that tonight, you know what it is, bro? It's gonna be a boxing one. It's gonna you're gonna see everyone, Caruso, Schroeder, like they're on Curry, running him around all day. Then you're right. LeBron's gonna get on him in the fourth quarter after these little like engines that don't stop have been chasing Curry around all night, and then boom, LeBron's the defensive genius. I'm like, yo, shut up.
Listen, back in his heyday, LeBron was people in the torture chamber.
The Derrick Rose one, I remember watching that. Like, he got on Derrick Rose and he clamped him up in the fourth. But Derrick Rose had no shot. Like, he had no shot. Like, he had no jumper. You know what I'm saying? But like, I remember watching that. But even then, bro, I'm just like, all I'm saying is like, I remember Kobe guarding you 90 feet, bro. Rest in peace, bro. I remember Kobe guarding you 90 feet, bro, for 4 quarters, bro.
He wasn't. I mean, Kobe, my dog, okay, but he wasn't guarding you for 4 quarters. Gilbert Arenas gave him 60. What are we talking about?
Wait, Gilbert Arenas lit him up. I'm not saying Kobe didn't.
All right. That's fine.
Yo, man. I mean, to give LeBron his credit, he's also got his name behind him, so that's already intimidation right there.
Of course.
And that shit that Kenny the Jet Smith said, I guarantee LeBron sent him a text back and was like, bet.
But LeBron last night was drinking Lobos 19 tequila, hanging out with Drake and Michael B. Jordan. He's looking like OBJ going to Miami with Trey Songz. I'm like, LeBron, y'all got a game tomorrow, man. Like, come on now.
I need this man to play basketball and not contemplate an R&B album with these boys. I need some good stuff, man. All right. So let's speed up the show a little bit because we're about to wrap it up in just a bit. We are going to do a fun segment at the end, but we're going to quickly rattle down our potential picks for awards in the NBA. So let's kick it off with the most prestigious award in the NBA, MVP. Let's just rattle them off real quick, maybe a little why you think they should get it too. So good guest Loso, I'll let you go first. Who deserves MVP?
I would say Steph Curry, bro. But I think Steph Curry is the most valuable player. Based on the way that we vote MVPs, Chris Paul should win MVP. And we're just being consistent with the rules.
Ooh, I like it.
The best, like the most impressive winning. I mean, those guys, they didn't make the playoffs last year. They're the number 2 seed this year. I do think that Curry is the most valuable player. You got to think about it. He was disrespected this year. In the year that Curry was supposed to be exposed, he's the scoring champion, bro. Here he was supposed to be exposed. Give the MVP to Steph Curry, but I do think Chris Paul is going to win.
I want you to know that I said that Chris Paul should have been the MVP, and everybody laughed at me on the show when I said that. You do remember that, right?
Yeah. I remember.
Anyways, Chris Paul is not my pick. I'm gonna go with Jokic only for the reason that he's just carrying the team on his back and he just seems like the favorite. I do hope Curry wins it though, because like you said, he was supposed to be exposed and dude is a cheat code. Let's just be honest. He's a cheat code. He's a Harlem Globetrotter playing in the NBA and he's doing it successfully. So
yeah, I mean, like I said, we're trying to run this off quick. I don't want to give it to the Joker, but he gonna win it. Like we saying who's gonna win it, I think the Joker go like narratives. You know how the media is. They don't give it to the Joker because they want to give it. They've been talking about giving it to him all year, so I think they're gonna give it to him. They're not gonna give it to Steph because he's already won a couple. They won't give it to Giannis. He's already won a couple. They won't give it to LeBron. They won't give it to Joel Embiid because they got a Philly bias. So it'll be the Joker. They'll give it to the Joker. I agree with the Chris Paul sentiment, honestly, because you know they gonna say his numbers didn't really, but his impact on winning, 1,000%. But they gonna give it to the Joker though. Shout out to the Memphis Grizzlies, by the way. They just
nice.
close it out.
Let's go defensive player of the year. Los.
You know what? I didn't think this in the beginning, but and I probably wouldn't have thought this until he started running his mouth. But I guess Ben Simmons. I just don't want Rudy Gobert to win it and or anybody else. But I do think when I started watching some of the highlights and Ben Simmons supposedly, from what he said that he always tells he always lets everyone know on the team like, yo, I'm guarding today's best player. So whether we're playing Kyrie, whether we're playing, or whoever's in the game for the Nets, whether we're playing Julius Randle, like if that matchup gets up in the second round, like he's gonna be guarding Julius Randle. So, and I saw some highlights of him blocking and stealing and all that stuff. I don't know his exact numbers, but I would say Ben Simmons, defensive player of the year.
That's my guy too, KK. I'm doing this for you. I also think he should be defensive player of the year though. Yeah, he talks a lot of shit, and we really want another guard to win defensive player of the year, even though he's 6'9". But
hey, so is Magic. So is Magic.
I would just love to see a guy who can't, who's a first overall pick, who should be a great scorer, who's afraid to score the ball, but at least is good at defense. So I'm going Ben.
So obviously I want Ben to win, but I think they're gonna give it to Rudy Gobert again. They have like I've seen this trend.
We hate Rudy Gobert, by the
way. Don't get me wrong. I just know they're gonna give it to him. If you look over the years, you know how Mutombo won a lot, Hakeem won a lot, Ben Wallace won a lot. Shout out to him, he about to make the Hall of Fame next year. Dwight won a lot. A lot of them they won consecutively, right?
It's a big man's award, basically.
They're gonna give it to him because he's the center. He blocks a lot of shots. He gets a lot of rebounds. That's what they do. He changes the game from the interior. Now, I think Ben Simmons is the most versatile defender in the whole NBA. So he would be my pick, but who I think is going to win is going to be Rudy Gobert.
All right. Sixth man of the year. Go. I thought it was going to be Carmelo Anthony. I wish it was Carmelo Anthony. And if I had a vote, I would still put Carmelo Anthony. But it's definitely Jordan Clarkson, though.
Jordan Clarkson for me, too.
I think Jordan Clarkson are on the board.
That's easy. Okay. That's easy.
All right. KK. This was for you. You need to hit this for me. Most improved player.
Julius Randle. Don't worry. You don't got to worry about it.
We had arguments with us the whole year, though. We said, like, yo, he's not really doing that good. And then as soon as All-Star game was done, like, we got to see.
Julius is balling. Julius Randle.
Yeah. Same thing?
Yeah, easy.
All right. Rookie of the year. This is the touchy one.
Honestly, bro, I'm going to be real. If I had a vote, I'm voting Anthony Edwards. I just think that he played. He obviously didn't miss as many games as LaMelo Ball, and he hooped, bro. He was their best player towards the end. He averaged almost 20 points a game.
19-2.
And my thing is like, I don't know. I gotta penalize LaMelo for missing those games. Like, don't get me wrong, LaMelo was cooking, bro. He was cooking when he got in the starting lineup. But I just think Anthony Edwards is like he was given. Like, he was like, when he got into that franchise, he was supposed to be the man. LaMelo Ball was still coming behind Graham and Terry Rozier. So I think Anthony Edwards, but I think LaMelo's probably going to win it. But I will vote for Anthony Edwards.
Same. You go Anthony Edwards?
I would vote for Anthony Edwards, but LaMelo going to win it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1994 style on this. I'm gonna say
Co-rookie?
co-rookies.
I was gonna do that. I was gonna do
Say
that.
co-rookies, Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball. Even though, like you said, LaMelo Ball missed a lot of time. Whatever, the media loves him. He could just pass him the ball and he does it like a professional. Coach of the year, who y'all got? I'm going Monty Williams.
I went Monty Williams too.
Monty Williams, yeah.
All right, easy.
All right. Yeah, Monty Williams.
Monty Williams.
Let's rattle these off quick. All NBA first team. Who y'all got?
Got Steph Curry.
Okay.
I got so 2 guards. I would say Steph Curry. I would say, man, the guard position is so tough, but
Yes.
give me Dame Lillard. Give me Dame Lillard with Steph Curry. Give me Embiid. Man, I don't know. Do I penalize Embiid, bro? Give me Kawhi Leonard. Give me Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I guess if that's the forward or whatnot, I mean, I guess Embiid then. Who do y'all got?
Okay.
I'm probably missing somebody.
I got Steph. I got Dame. I got Luka. I got Giannis, and I got Jokic.
Luka as a small forward.
Yeah, Luka's a small forward.
Yeah, I'm putting Luka on the second team, but I think we got the same 2 guards and Steph and Dame. Man, I'm just a super fan, so I'm putting Randall in first team, man.
Lord.
That's a crazy
First
shit,
team?
bro. I'm putting him first team. It's not he's second. He better be second at least. But I could replace him with Kawhi there, but Kawhi has also missed time. Julius has not missed any time, so that's why I'm putting him there. He's missed no time and he's balled out. I'm putting the Greek Freak, and then my center, I'm putting Jokic because he's just been ridiculous. So that's mine going into it. All right, all defense. Give me a defense.
Ben Simmons. You know who doesn't get talked about for defense, man? I don't know. I really don't know about the all defense, but maybe for the guards though, give me Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
The one.
Man, that's all I got for you, bro. Kawhi, I guess. I mean, I would say
Kawhi's not a bad one.
No, because all defense is tough. Like I put my list. I got Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler, Drew Holiday, Rudy Gobert, and Giannis. I mean, all defense is tough because it just depends on what they're looking for exactly. So
instead of Drew Holiday, I put Draymond Green in mine. That's my
I was gonna put Draymond over Jimmy, but I like Jimmy better. So
all right. So this is the fun one, in my opinion. All NBA first team rookie. Who would you put as your rookie squad?
Yeah, man, this is gonna be tough. I mean, obviously LaMelo, Anthony Edwards, put them where you need to.
There's a lot of guards on this one. I feel like
old boy from Sacramento,
Halliburton.
Man, I don't know who else.
Quickly,
he plays for the Knicks.
Quickly. Come on, bro.
And then the last one, I don't know, man. Like
Sadiq Bey from Detroit. He was on my fantasy team. He was balling.
That's the last guy I would say. If not Wiseman, if Wiseman was healthy,
Wiseman wasn't healthy. Yeah.
If Wiseman was healthy, I would have put Wiseman, but Sadiq Bey would be my last one. All right. Let's wrap up the show with a little fun segment. Usually we do, where do you go to college? And Nick, I'm sorry, you can eat a bag of shit because the Miami Heat aren't the 4th seed, so I don't want to hear that shit. But today we're going to give our most darkest moments in sports that we can remember as fans. It can be as anything as you being crushed as a Knicks fan, which, you know, that's happened a lot to me. It can be if you're an NC
just do yours right. Do yours right now. You're already on that train. Go ahead.
I mean, I got a lot of them, but the ones that stick out to me the most, I mean, I'm a baseball fan. So when the Astros hit that home run off of Chapman at 100-mile-an-hour fastball that went over the park, and I had to later on see, you know, Altuve holding his chest. I mean, I feel a way about that. It really bothered me. And even at that, I was watching it at a fucking what's that place? What's that place in Channelside? The bowling place?
Splitsville.
Yeah, I was there. Why? I don't know.
Yeah,
but I was there and I had to see it there. And I was just like really big mad at that point. But even at that, seeing a promising Knicks team with Carmelo Anthony and Tyson Chandler and Amari Stoudemire and them boys lose like they did to Indiana. I mean, that was another dark thing I had to see.
That was
all there. It was all there.
That's my pick, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I'll let you die. I'll transfer it over to you because I could keep going on this. I could even go back because I remember I used to watch John Starks get mushed all the time when I was a kid. That's when I first started liking basketball. But I'll let you take it in and give him the ground break on that one.
I just think that was the year, bro. I mean, we had beat the Heat 4 times that year. I really wanted us to play the Heat in the finals, in the Eastern Conference Finals. And Melo, the really the darkest moment is this when it went all downhill for me. Melo goes up for a dunk, and Roy Hibbert blocks it with like his little middle finger. And Roy, like I haven't even seen Roy Hibbert since that day. Bro.
I haven't either.
He seemed like he was the Kembe that day, bro. And I haven't seen him since that day. And Melo was obviously, I mean, you know, he was dropping 36, 39, like he was doing his thing. In that elimination game, he put up 39. But that was it, bro. I just really wanted, I mean, JR wasn't showing up, Raymond Felton wasn't showing up. It felt like a lot of that series, it just felt like Melo was playing 1-on-5 at times. But that particular dunk, when Melo goes up and Roy Hibbert blocks it,
With that finger,
bro, it pissed it.
Yeah.
I remember that vaguely too.
I've had a few, I'm not gonna lie. But
I know one for you that's big time.
the most recent one for me, the one that it's so bad I can't even watch the highlight no more, is when Kawhi with Toronto hit that little dink. I want y'all to know I have not watched that play since it happened. Every time it comes on my phone, I scroll past it. I didn't watch highlights. Because I felt like if we would have won that game, we would have definitely beat Milwaukee. And then Golden State was hurt. That would have been my championship that I've been waiting for. That was the championship year. And I feel like Kawhi took that from me. And I would never watch that play again. I'll be 50, 80, no matter what. I'm not watching that play again. So that was the one for me.
He took your cookies that day. I remember that. I actually kind of want to blow that picture up and send it to you. Just send that picture of Hibbert's finger blocking Melo's dunk, because that shit is.
I'm gonna send you a picture of Reggie Miller.
Oh yeah, that one too, man. But yeah, let's wrap up the show. Los, really appreciate you being here. So this is our time that we let you plug in everything so people know about you, where they can hear you, where they can follow you. You got a big following already, so get some more. We got a couple people you can take from us.
Thank you guys so much. If you want to go ahead and follow me and learn about me more, you guys go to my Twitter or my Instagram is everything Loso, or you can go straight to my website where you get some merch. You can watch my battles. You can listen to my music. Let's go to everythingloso.com. That is the website, everythingloso.com, and everything's there, man. So hopefully I connect with some of y'all.
Yeah, you heard it here. So with us, Twitter, the fair_weather_pod. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, The Fair Weather Podcast. You can see the visuals there from all of this. And then where we subscribe to podcasts from, you can hear us on the audio there as well. Boys, let's watch this really good game, because I know we're really anticipating this game. We really want to watch it. So let's pray for the best outcome. Carlos, thank you so much for coming on again.
We appreciate you.
Salute, man. Appreciate y'all, man.
Peace.
All right, peace.